I can hear literally nothing from Shasta, Muncha, or the game. I can hear both of them now. I can't hear the game. Alright, we should be good to go in just a moment. We're going to send them over in a little bit, so keep on... Just wait just a little bit longer and we'll be ready to go. Alrighty, so it looks like we're just about ready to begin with Metroid Prime Hunters for the Nintendo DS by Mr. Shasta, Mr. Shasta. Go ahead and take it away.
Alright, well hello everybody. Welcome to Metroid Prime Hunters for Nintendo DS. My name is Mr. Shasta, and...
Hi, I'm Muncha Koopas. I'll be helping out when needed.
Yep. But yeah, so without further ado, let's start it up. 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, welcome to Metroid Prime Hunters once again. This game starts off way differently from your typical Metroid game, let's just say that much. For one, you start off with a bunch of weapons that you don't usually start with. For instance, by default we have a charge beam, we have you have morph ball already, you have boost ball as well too, you have missiles. Just a lot of stuff like that, just by default. Also scan visor as well. Stuff that you wouldn't normally have in a Metroid game, because you just start very bare bones, absolutely just a regular beam, that's it. As you can see right now, we're gaming right now, we're moving along. Also bombs as well, I just noticed that.
You have rope and lamp oil?
Probably. Yeah, we're gonna scan this over here. Scanning is used a lot throughout this game. In fact, this category right here is called all items because scanning is actually a part of the percentage category of this game. Therefore, all items is 100% without the scans in this case. So, the first element is right here. They're called Psycho Bits. I'm just gonna call them eyeballs because it's easier. But yeah. And they're all gone. As you can see as well, dude, this game is controlled mostly by a touchscreen. I'm using it to aim, I'm using it to cycle between weapons, using it to go into the morph ball, also the boost sometimes as well too, just by flicking upwards or any sort of direction on the touchscreen. This door right here I'm about to hit, is actually the only missile door in the entire game. So if you're playing this game casually and want to get 100%, then scan that door before you hit it, or else you cannot get that for the rest of the game. Alright. Anyways, now we're going on to this room right here. This room has the first artifact that we have. To actually get to the boss of each area, we need to collect 3 artifacts. This is the first one inside here. But in order to get that, we need to take out all these enemies. Let's see if I can do that. There's 8 in this first swarm right here. I think it's 12 in this next one. I think 16 in the last one, if I remember correctly at least.
I think so.
Something like that.
Yeah, these swarms always spawn in the same place, I believe.
They do.
Yeah,
where the enemies go is completely random though.
Yeah.
But I stay right here because it's a little easier just to hit them, like when they spawn. Because they'll start right here, just stay for a bit, then move to a random location.
Yeah. Like you can see here, ideally, like Shasta will kill them as they appear.
It's always the last one that escapes. Oh, fell off that. There we go. I'm gonna do a cool backwards jump right here. Because optimal movement. There we go. Did you notice I'm playing this game on the Japanese version? That will actually not come into play until about an hour into the run, but I just want to point that out really quick as well. It's just something to do with the route of this game. It only works on the Japanese version, and it's a little bit faster. Alright, so here's the first time I'm going to get in the game. Just simply tank right over here. This is something you should probably get just in general if you're playing this game casually. It's also gone in the 8% run of this game, so it's just not too far out of the way. This enemy right here, I don't know what they're called, but they are destroyed by 2 bombs. And here we go. So missiles aren't really too good for damage. They're good for doing that. They're good for actually just jumping, a la Quake, for instance, where you just rocket jump all the time. Oh, this way. We've used that a lot throughout the run for many different reasons. Missiles are very good. This is the first hunter you encounter in the game. Their name is Candon. They morph into a snake and they're going to slither on the way. See you later, Danger Noodle. We'll see him again soon, but for now it's just the game introducing us to them.
What type of noodle is Candon?
Electric Noodle. Electric Danger Noodle.
I meant like what type of pasta, like rotini?
Oh. I think just a nice fettuccine. That's what I'd say. Oh, missed a movement there. That's fine. Oh, that's a missile I had up. That's not good. I'll be fine, don't worry. Oh, there we go. One more missile jump right there. I'm gonna go right over here. I shouldn't die, it'll be fine. No big deal, I've done this 1 billion times. There we go. So here's Candon. Where Candon goes is completely random. We want to hope they come near us so they can hurt him more, unfortunately it's not. So we have to just kind of snipe him from distance. I'm gonna get this really quick just for safety. There we go. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Just over there. Yeah, I barely heard him there. That's kind of unfortunate, but well. Ideally, he's on the other side of the room, because in this case, I can just stand right here in this platform and he will not do anything. Just allows to hurt him. So he's down to low 9 health. Here.
The text appearing at the top of the screen says headshot in the English version. So that's a characteristic of the multiplayer where, like, if you get a headshot on an enemy, you deal extra damage.
Now we're going to turn around really quickly. Okay. If I boost into this little corridor, I actually just stand up, and also the door behind me closes if we go too far into it. So I just don't boost there because it's a little safer. Saves a little bit of time.
Yeah. I think most of the cutscenes in this game take you out of the morph ball for some strange reason.
Yeah, they do. It's a little weird, but this is what it is. One last section of missile jumping. Look, we got our second artifact as well too after defeating Candon. We're right there. Uncharged this time around because fancy. I'm also going to the morph ball occasionally while I'm moving because when I do that, it's a little bit faster than just regularly moving around. Especially if I boost as well too. So you gotta save the frames, that's what I'm saying. Alright, so now we're coming up on our first boss of the game.
Yeah, this was the reason Shasta was getting the artifacts, was to access this boss, and that's what he will be doing in each area going forward.
Yep, and there are 8 bosses you have to face in this game. Or rather, well, I'll tell you afterwards.
Matter of technicality.
Yeah, in this case, this is the first boss of the game. His name is Calithon. They're a giant pillar. They have to basically just take out all the blue eyes that pop up with it. Then this crystal will pop out for a little bit of time. So you have to destroy the crystal before it goes back inside, essentially. Oh, I get that one. Oh. Now in the very last phase here, it's pretty tight to actually destroy the crystal before it actually goes back inside. So I need to be just a little bit tight strat. Hopefully it works and nothing's wrong. I have to be very careful with my shots here. There we go. Nice.
Well done.
Alright, so another thing I did at the very end of the fights is actually it happened right there afterwards. If you jump right into the crystal, or if you jump like right into the center of the boss right there, you can get the Octolith, which is we need all. Well, I'll tell you in a second, but it saves a little bit of time movement if I do that, just like jumping inside where the boss is in this case. I do this as well too for the next boss as well. It's just to save a little bit of time movements. You gotta save the frames after all. But yeah, the objective of the game is to get all 8 Octoliths, and then it unlocks the final area of the game. We got the first one right there. Now we have to escape the planet. Why do we have to escape the planet? I don't know. I actually have no idea. It's not exploding or anything. But if we don't do this, we die, so video game logic.
I mean, I could explain that if you want me to.
Oh, go for it. I know his actual explanation.
Oh, so the actual story of this game is that the Galactic Federation Samus works for receives a telepathic transmission from a very old region of space, and it was broadcast to essentially every living race in the galaxy, saying if you want ultimate power, you will find it in the Olympic cluster. And so Samus, in addition to all the other bounty hunters like Candon earlier, come to the Limit Cluster seeking this power. And what they discover is that you need to collect 8 of the octoliths, which are like these keys essentially, and that will unlock the ultimate power. And they have defense systems in place so that when you take an octolith, you'll essentially be killed by the guardians of the planet if you are on the planet for too long. And so really it's just a good way of explaining the game mechanic of we need you to escape and get off the planet.
Okay. I should not know any of that, so thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So I'm going to go into this room now. This room has a single green psycho bin here. They have more health. I want to focus on taking them out and take out the gray ones. Because gray ones are sort of just one full charge shot. And they have a lot of health, so they could be a bit annoying. Yeah. I can barely see them from here. Oh, there we go. It's right here. There we go. Okay.
Shasta's doing a good job of managing his health. It actually is pretty easy to die in this early part.
This is my movement again there.
That's my fault, I'm sorry.
No, that's on me. It happens. I have to go through this room very quickly or else get hit by this enemy up here. It looks like a Metroid, but actually it's not. I don't know, I forget what it's called, but yeah. They're not Metroids. Oddly enough, Metroid Prime Hunters actually is not a single Metroid inside of it. But it is what it is. What it does have, though, are these enemies right here. They're called Guardians. You're going to see them a lot throughout the run. They appear in groups of 3 every single time. Usually they both guard something. In this case, it's destroyed by a single headshot right there, and right there. The third one's right here. There we go. Easy. And now our ship's over here, so we're just going to go over here and escape the planet. I might as well show us off right now. I don't know why it's like this. So if I just like tap the same option right here over and over, it'll just keep doing it like that. I don't know why. Yeah, there's a cutscene coming up right here. So if you want to read a donation, you can go for it right now.
Absolutely. We got $5 from Tiny Tim 78. It says, "Hey y'all, I've been really enjoying the marathon. So many fun runs, and it's brilliant to see everyone giving their time and talents to a great cause. Good luck on the run, Mr. Shasta. Cheers."
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tim.
Alright, so now we're on the second planet of the game, Alinos. Normally Metroid Prime games, you stay on one planet the whole time, but in this case, there's 4 of them we have to explore. In this case, we got this one, Alinos, which has a lot of lava and a lot of rock, just rocky structures in general on it. First thing we're going to do is go right over here, place the bomb down, and boost right there, so we skip having to bomb jump twice. That gives us a missile tank. Now what we're going to do is go over to this area and go to the maze. So here's where your game starts to get a bit more broken. So we're going to go over here and do something called maze skip. Essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a bomb down. I'm doing basically what I just did a second ago with that missile. Place a bomb down right about here. Boost into it, and there we go. First try.
Well done.
Nice. That skips a large portion of that maze section, and also a few cutscenes as well too. I still have to get back into it a bit so I can get that E-tank inside the maze, but that saves a lot of time. That's very good. That's kind of just a taste of how broken this game can be right there. You'll see some more stuff in a second, and especially also in the next area, past this one. But yeah, these enemies called Gamers, pretty standard Metroid enemies as well. They're all Metroid games, like the last one that appeared, Metroid NES. Now, if I stand along the wall here for whatever reason, this door should open early. I don't know why. It opens after you destroy the gamers in that room, but for some reason, if you stand right there, it just kind of opens faster. Speaking of staying in places, I'm going to stand right there and just clip through that barrier.
I haven't seen that one. That's cool.
Yeah, that one's pretty new. It allows you to just skip a cutscene and just skip a lot of movement as well. A cutscene introduces Spire, which is another one of the hunters. You'll see him in a second after it defeats enemies. But, yeah. Here he is. Very rocky hunter. He's got a very small head as well too, which is hard to actually hit headshots on. And he rolls around like that. If I can get him. It's a little tricky to hit. There we go. And now he's gone. I'll see you later, buddy. I'm gonna stand right here and scan this. It's a switch up here, and then let's get to another artifact. Or rather, a first artifact in this area. Actually, second artifact, sorry. Forgot the maze one for a second. Third one's actually right over here. I'm going to stand right here, charge a missile. If I aim in the right spot, they'll shoot during the cutscene, and Spire will just kind of leave, so that cutscene just look at nothing. It hurts him a bit, and also just like makes him move a little bit more, so it can hurt him a lot faster. He fell off, which is luck, so we get Mist Tank over here, and then go fight, and then go defeat him over here. And nice. Then he drops a switch, and it's a... Go ahead and clap if you want. Yeah. Drops a switch, and then opens up to the next crystal, which has a third artifact in it, and allows us to face the boss in a second. So actually a little bit of an important note here. This is actually one of the few places that text matters on this version of the game. So the American version, or the English version of this game has actually 3 dialogue bosses, never get all 3 artifacts. Japanese version has only 2 of them. Therefore, and like, oh, there we go. And you get that. That's for later. So like in this case, in the English version, you have to menu over to the right every single time you get a third artifact to unlock the boss portal. In Japanese version, you have to tap twice in the same spots. So it saves just a little bit of time just by doing that. And you have to do it 8 times throughout the run, so this is just a small little detail. Anyways, this is the second boss of the game. Their name is Slench. They're a giant orb on the wall with tentacles sticking out of it. We have to destroy the tentacles, just like this.
Orb.
Orb! After we destroy the tentacles, it's going to pop out of the wall. And we're just going to destroy him with charge shots and a few shots in between, like that. Charge shots are very, very powerful. Now, if I time this correctly, I can destroy tentacles in 1 hit. I don't know why this works, but it just does. And it saves us a bit of time. See if I can do it a 3rd time. Oh, Gal 3. Nice. That's really good. And the last phase is just move up a bit faster. And
wow.
nice. Very good fights.
Keeping up with that boss as it moves around at that speed is very difficult to do, and the rest of them only get faster, so.
Yeah. So, now I got the second Octolith. I stood right where I stood right there, because that's where the Octolith spawns after the fight is done. Therefore, just saving a bit of time when I just like stand there instead of having to move over to it afterwards. But it also skips a cutscene if I do that, which is nice. Or skips having to skip a cutscene, which saves like a few seconds every time. No, all adds up in the end. Now I'm going to do a touchscreen boost right here so that I fall down. And to see I move very sharply towards the door if I do that. It'll be used basically when you need a very quick boost, like inside the morph ball, like through an area, just like right here as well. Let's do that. I don't know if you saw that one because of the orange, but yeah. Now we're coming up on the 3rd boss of the game right here, or 3rd hunter of the game rather, not 3rd boss of the game. This is Weevil. His gimmick is that he splits into 2 and he'll move around. He'll do that after he gets hurt a certain amount, so I'm going to hurt him in the head right here, and hurt him right there. Shoot him before he gets in the morph ball tunnel. And again there, 3 bombs at the end. That's
well
at 1
done.
cycle on him. That was really good. That's a really hard strat as well too, so nice. Well, I got that one.
Yeah, when you're in that tunnel and you're hitting him with the morph ball, like when you dash into him, you deal damage, and then your bombs, for some reason, can sometimes explode like instantly when you're like on top of your enemy. So if you just layer those on Weevil as he goes through that tunnel, you can just insta-gib him.
That was really good. That was a really good plant there. So we're going to go over to, the game is going to make us menu over to another planet automatically, but we're going to actually go to other planets unlocked right here instead, Arctera. If probably one quick donation, you can do so really quickly.
Alrighty, we don't have any donations actively right now, but if you'd like to put in your donations, we do have an incentive for this run, which I believe the cutoff will be at the end of the run.
Yes.
And that is for the multiplayer showcase for Metroid Prime Hunters it's currently sitting at $170 out of 2,000, so got about an hour left on that, so you want to get that met. It's going to take a bit of a push.
Every little bit helps for that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right, here we go. So this planet's extremely broken. I'll show you exactly why right here. Hope I can keep up. Here we go. So we just clipped out of bounds and just skipped one of the hunters in the game, Noxus. He will not show up for the rest of the run as a result of that. Well, since we skipped him, usually lock stuff in this area, right, after you defeat him. Well, in this case, we don't need to worry about that. We're just going to clip out of bounds right here. Oh, I missed the E-tank. That's fine. I got hit a little bit above where I wanted to be.
That jump is super tough. So.
It's really tough, yeah. You could get E-tank before falling down, just in case skipping the elevator, but it's okay. So yeah, Now we're in this room with the artifacts. That's what unlocked her before. But this door's still locked. How do we get out of here?
Oh.
Well, we can go through that well there. No big deal at all. But hey, this room's also locked. There's barriers everywhere. How do we get out of here? Well, there we go. We can jump through this wall and just get out of there. Overall, that saved a few minutes. And that was really very smooth. That was really good.
Those segments are super hard to get into as well, so the fact that you got those as quickly as you did is incredible.
But wait, there's more.
What?
Yes. We can boost up here and skip this room as well, too.
Oh my goodness.
Which is like a few minutes long because there's a lot of cutscenes and a lot of enemies that take forever to destroy, to just take out. But wait, there's more. We go over here, there's a cutscene. It'll show us the first weapon in the game we can get. This one's called Jetcare. But hold on, how do we get there? Well, I'm glad you asked. We just missile jump over here and skips the Morph section, which gets us right to the power. And that saves like 30 seconds. And now we got Jetcare, which is this purple weapon that you can destroy barriers with and just bounces everywhere. There's no more, by the way. That was it. But that was a lot of broken stuff, though. Like it's kind of like one of my favorite sections of the game right there. You just skip so much. It looks so flashy and cool. Yeah, now we got that switching over here to get the artifacts. And now that you have Jetcare, a lot of stuff is opened up to us. Not only on this planet, but on other planets as well, too. Anytime you see a purple barrier or a purple door, you can destroy that with the corresponding weapon. Also, I mentioned before, too, but we backed into a UA tank before getting that switch to unlock the artifacts earlier. UA tanks are basically, UA is basically the ammo for these weapons, like for instance, Jetcare here. It's called universal ammo. That's the official name of it. But they call it UA in game and also just in general. This gap here is it's really weird to like get this. Oh. The spawn jump is very weird because like you have to go right in the middle of that like tunnel to actually be able to get there. Then we're gonna get out of here, go over to story unlocked. We're gonna place a bomb right there, which will keep the door open, saving just a little bit of time. That's all 3 artifacts. Let's get out of here. In this case, we're not gonna go fight the boss just yet. We're gonna save him for a bit later. So for now, we're just gonna use the portal we unlocked earlier to go back to the very beginning of this area and then just leave. There's also a UA tank in this area that I skipped earlier that I'm going to get, but I won't get until I come back to this area. Yeah, for now we're just going to get out of here and go back to Alinos in this case. Cool. Alright, so coming up is actually the most luck-based thing in the entire run. Or one of the most luck-based things in the entire run. There's 2 big luck things, but yeah. So essentially, there's going to be either no enemies is the next room we're going to go into, or just an enemy. In this case, we want no enemies because we don't have to do anything to get out of this room, if that's the case. If there's enemies, the door the door we need to go through will lock. So hopefully there's nothing here. Let's see. Nice. Let's go, luck. So yeah, this door would be locked if there's an enemy in here. And that's a purple door, so we couldn't go through it earlier. Also, we missed jump across the gap there to skip some cutscenes, but don't worry about it. Now, the ship flying over here is actually Salix's ship. We won't see him for a while in this run, but he's personally my favorite hunter out of the 6 that are in the game. This next room has a lot of lava in it. Thankfully, lava doesn't hurt you in this game, though, so it's fine. I check it out. There's supposed to be random platforms there. Get through the rest of the room. That can hurt too much, but like we're like barely getting hurt. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. See, we're good. Now, this next room we got some Guardians in them, so we're gonna charge Jetcare here. When we charge Jetcare, it shoots 3 shots instead of 1, and we're gonna shoot all of them right on top of his Guardian if possible. Now leave with 1 shot left. There's a 3rd one right here. I missed completely. Always not a problem. Probably is. Come on. There we go.
I think you actually hit him with one of the ricochet shots.
Yo, let's go. That's really hard to do, obviously. One time I actually hit a switch on the wall there and caused a cutscene to happen just randomly, just with a ricochet. That's happened before. Here's a little mini boss. We defeat him and he gets actually another power after this.
The hitbox on this mini boss is like right in the center of it, and it's actually pretty tough to hit as you move around. So Shasta's aim and positioning is superb.
I actually didn't move my positioning at all there.
Oh, I guess that was just the screen shake.
Yeah, exactly.
My apologies.
It's all good. Yeah, now we get Magma, which is kind of like a grenade launcher in this case. It will explode on impact when we hit like an object, but if it's not an object, it'll explode after a few seconds, essentially. It's kind of like a giant, it's like a volcanic rock that's like ready to explode. Best way I can describe it, I guess. So we're gonna go over here now, into the bottom of this room. You're supposed to enter through a top normally, but there's a reason why we're doing this. The reason is out of bounds. But yeah, this clip here is easier to do with Magmall instead of using the missiles, so we're gonna do it with that. And first try, nice.
Well done.
That clip is actually really hard because you can get a good amount of height off of that clip as well too, in order to actually be able to do it. If you don't get enough height, you can go back inbounds and try it again. But that was perfect, so that was really good.
Yeah, something to note is that there's not much floor out of bounds, so where you jump it has to be very, pre-planned and precise.
Yeah, this game has something called I think the official term is coyote jumping, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where like if you jump while you're not touching the floor, you'll still be able to jump. So in this case, when we're out of bounds there's no floor there, so we're able to use one jump, and then if we don't land anything afterwards, we'll just straight up fall to our deaths. Yeah,
so similarly, Shasta could walk off of a ledge and still have an air jump. I think that was like their answer to not having a space jump in this game.
Yeah, exactly. Which, if you don't know, space jumping is just like
double jump.
It's just jumping infinitely, essentially, in the air.
Oh yeah,
it's a thing in the other Metroid games, but not in this one. In this game, you actually get no upgrades other than just the weapons you get throughout the run. Like you see, Jughead or Magmall, for instance. Those are the only weapons you get in the run. There's no actual upgrades like in the Metroid games too.
I don't think they had the memory left for them.
Yeah, this game used a lot of DS memory to actually function and just be able to be made, which is honestly good.
Like, to be fair, it's actually pretty incredible that the Nintendo DS, not the 3DS, the regular DS, can pull off like this much 3D.
It really is.
With how large these levels actually are.
It's like not really much lag either. There's a bit of lag in some of the rooms, but like it's not much throughout the whole game really. That's impressive to say at least for 2006. By the way, I forgot to mention as well too, but we got two artifacts in that last area, and we're not going to throw one just yet. We'll come back way later for it. But for now, we're going to go back to Arctera and go fight the boss we unlocked earlier.
Got time for a couple quick donations?
One really quick.
All right. We got $5 from Teddy that says, Metroid Prime Hunters for the Nintendo DS, with no spaces.
It's actually an emote in my chat, straight up. It's just the box art. Why is it in the emotes? But yeah, so this is kind of a fortunate thing about this game. So as you notice here, we're finding the same boss from earlier. We're finding Slunch again. There's a few theories as to why this is the thing. One of them is that they ran out of space on the DS memory and decided just to repeat bosses. One could be they ran out of time to actually make more bosses in general, and like they didn't know if they can make more models because like limited hardware space. Someone could be the ran out of money. I heard allegedly like some of the cutscenes in the game that we're skipping were very high budget to make, especially like the opening cutscene, which is really cool. So they could have run out of money straight up and like couldn't make more assets for, well, the bosses in this case. But in this case, in any regard, throughout the run, we're actually fighting 4 versions of the same boss twice. So in this case, we're fighting Creditfit twice, or we're fighting Slencher twice, or no, 4 times. Let me start over. We're fighting Slunch 4 times. We're fighting Creditfit 4 times. However, each fight is also different. They behave differently every single time. In this case, I can only hurt him with Jughead and missiles. And that's it. So it makes it a bit different, and like their behavior is also different every time. There we go. Now we're gonna get third Arctolith in the game right here. So the reason why I fought this boss now instead of later is because we're gonna sequence break the game during the escape sequence, essentially. What that means is that we're gonna go to an undead area while we're supposed to be escaping the planets. So like, if we die, which won't happen, so it's fine. It's fine, don't worry. If we die, we go back to the very beginning of this escape sequence. And like everything is undone. That one happens, so it's fine. I'm gonna go down here and get the UA tank that we did earlier. We get it now because for whatever reason this jump pad over here is just active, which it wasn't earlier. That saves a bit of time getting out of here. And now we're gonna go for one of the hardest clips in the run. I'd say actually the hardest clip in the run. This is called Trace Skip. It skips another hunter in the game, Trace. You're supposed to find him on the way out of here, but a very precise clip. See if I can get it. Not too far to the left. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna do this to get back over here. I soft-log, by the way, if I go forward just a bit more, so I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, this one's slightly different from the earlier when Shasta did this, just because he's not trying to land in the same place.
Yeah, I'm trying to go out of bounds, and also, there we go. Still have everything loaded in. Nice. So in this case, thank you. In this case, let's access this orange door right here, which is unlocked via Magmall. And also skips Trace as well too. He'll not be appearing throughout the entire run because of that skip right there. Just like Noxus earlier. So basically the two hunters that are fighting each other earlier, we just don't see throughout the entire game. So yeah. So now we're gonna go through this entire area while we're supposed to be escaping the planet. As you see, there's 7 minutes to escape the planet, and there's like, I think 3 rooms separating us from where our ship is. It's plenty of time. So we're gonna get, I think, two artifacts and like all the extra items we can get in this area first before we actually escape the planet. And also this power right here, call him Gearless, is essentially a sniper rifle. If you hit them in the head, it'll basically be a one-shot kill. If you zoom in as well too, it does a little bit more damage. So we're gonna zoom in all the time with it. Sorry ahead of time, it's a bit disorienting if I do that. But yeah, that's kind of the plan now. A little bit of the ice maze. We're in a section of it earlier when we got the third artifact in this area. Or in the previous area, rather. This is the same, like, location on the map.
Now you have to beat a certain elevator cycle right now, correct? Is that
Yeah,
still
I
part
do.
of the run?
So at the very end of this area, there's actually or at the very end of this section I'm doing, there's actually an elevator. So don't worry about that a bit later. For now, I can mess up here and be fine. But hopefully later on, I don't mess up. We have to take down that barrier because if we go a bit close, if we go too close to that switch, it'll just close up and we can't hit it. So taking down that barrier is the only way you can do so. We go over here, get the switch. Now, this is something I want to plug as well too really quick. So there's actually a task in this game made by Memory Tasks about, I think, 2.5 years ago at this point. It is extremely awesome. You should watch it. For instance, in this area, instead of doing everything I just did right there, scan those 3 things, hit the switch on the wall, going back over here, they just clip out of bounds and skip all of that. However, that clip is not RTA viable. You have to go along a very thin seam to make it work. These guards, by the way, they just kind of stand in front of me if I stand still. I can shoot them before then, but I'm not confident because they move around randomly. There we go. But yeah, check out that task. It is very, very awesome. Even if you've never seen this game before or know anything about it, it's a very flashy and impressive task. There's a lot of out of bounds in this game, and a lot more show off in the tasks that I'll not be doing in this run. Trust me, you'll enjoy it. Anyways, we're gonna go back to this room over here. We unlocked an elevator earlier before I actually left the room. I neglected to mention that. The elevator starts same same spot every time if you go into this room. So yeah, right here is where I need to make the elevator cycle. I need to move quickly after I get off this platform, essentially. So we're gonna go right up here. Turn around. There's 2 switches all the way up here. This unlocks this giant barrier once you take out both of them. Then while zooming in, I'm just gonna like walk backwards like this. Take out this switch from the wall. This is where these portals where enemies spawn every time. We're gonna take out all of them right here. 1, 2, 3, and he's very low. And 4. Last 2 missiles. That's actually I think the only time in the run we're using missiles for combat instead of clipping out of bounds. So fun stuff. That's a bit slow there. I might not make the elevator cycle, but we'll see. So this pillar right here to the left, I'm actually going to completely skip right now by doing a missile jump. That comes into play way later in the run when we come back to this area. But just know that overall doing that saves 4 seconds because it skips a cutscene. And later on the run, that'll be just like broken down. funnily enough. Yeah. Oh, there we go. We made it. Nice. And now, if we scan a portal for the first time ever during an escape sequence, we can just escape through it. If you scan a portal, then do it, and then go into an escape sequence, you can't escape through it normally. But in this case, we can. So, went off for 3 minutes on the clock there, which is a reminder, we're supposed to be escaping the plant the entire time we were going through that last area, so yeah. Sequence breaking. And now we have Imperialists, like way earlier than the game intended. So we're gonna go take advantage of that by going to this planet over here, the one we've not visited yet, Vesper Defense Outpost. If you want me to donation really quickly, you can, during this cutscene.
Alrighty, we got $20 from Bash Prime, who says, I personally like to watch much more speedruns without use of secret worlds, because these speedruns are real.
Dang.
I don't know,
that's a Metroid Prime Calithon, that's some sort of meme.
Some sort of meme.
Alright, but yeah, Vesper Defense Outpost has a lot of tricks in it, and some of the hardest tricks in the entire run. And we do that during this segment especially. Coming up, we have a really cool out of bounds. This is actually another one where you need to do it quickly. In this case, first try. If you don't get first try, we can't make this elevator cycle again. We'll lose about 15 seconds. So hopefully we can do that. There we go. Place a bomb there in midair so we can get through there a bit faster. Switch the missiles while it's going on, and see if we can do this right here. Oh, easy every time. Let's go.
Wow. He has one shot at that. Otherwise, he dies.
Yep. So I actually jump while I'm out of bounds there, just so I can get on top of that platform. I have to jump very quickly as well, too. Sounds really good. And in this case, I'll make it so over the elevator. There we go. Now, what that did, by the way, it managed to get Battle Hammer, which is, in my opinion, one of the worst powers in the game. It lets us get Battle Hammer, which lets us break down all these barriers, and it generally advances the game. But what we skip there is actually 4 cutscenes. There's 4 things you have to scan throughout the entire room. Every single one causes a cutscene, and each cutscene's like 15 seconds long or something. It's like I don't know why. It's just a small room. Like I don't understand. Oh, that's an enemy, by the way. There we go. That one's a bit tricky to get. There's an easier way to do that, but like I'm not confident in it. You have to like back just out of the range of scanning it, and like you'll still be able to scan it. It's a little strange, but I decided to go for it. And now we're gonna backtrack just a bit out of this Morpho area after getting all that. Those things we scan in lots of UA tank, and also the way we need to go later on. But for now, what we're gonna do is go right over here and do one of the harder tricks in the run, I'd say. It's a very precise missile clip that'll clip us into one of the crystals that contains an artifact. So let's see if I can do it. Nope, that was not it. That's not the right positioning. Oh, there we go. Second try on that one.
Well done.
Nice.
Well done.
That was really hard.
So something that Shasta avoided there by getting that so quickly was 1, not losing all of his health to trying to damage boost. And 2, he still has missiles to do more out-of-bounds clips.
Yep. Speaking of which, we have no out-of-bounds clip right here as well, too. This is the hardest trick of the entire game, in my opinion. Hopefully I can get it quickly. This might take me a few minutes, just warning in advance. But hopefully I can get it quickly. If we fail this, we just straight up die. First, we're going to go into this corner right here. Line's a bit weird, so I'm not used to this. There we go, I can see you now.
Wow.
Just like that. We're not done yet. Oh, gotta do it again. Like I said, it's the hardest trick in the entire run. It's a 2-part trick in this case. Got a lamp right here. Should be good. There we go. Almost. So I'm trying to get inside that crystal there by jumping out of bounds into it, but I need to not. Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
that's fine.
No.
It's fine because we started back at the beginning of this room if we die, so it's not a huge time loss. But like I said, it's the hardest trick of the entire run, so it's also very new. It saves like over a minute if we get this, and it's the most luck-based thing in the entire run. So that's really good. Hopefully we can get it quickly. We'll see what happens. In my practice run a few days ago, this took like, I think 4 minutes. Then the next run afterwards is first try, so yeah. Oh, hold on. There we go. Nice.
Oh, thank goodness.
Okay.
We lived. One more time, right?
We're good now. We're good.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
I thought you had to do that for the other one too.
Nope. So the other one we can't like clip into, like you could with that corner back there. That corner is very easy to clip into. You just go up to it and just morph ball in the right spot. But the hard part is actually that out of bounds jump there. It's very precise, and if you could potentially get the artifact. Oh, I'm frozen. There we go. I was frozen today. Anyways, I don't know if you don't get the reference, but regardless, what I was saying before is that I can clip out of bounds, get the artifact, and also not fall back in, like on top of like where the floor is.
Yeah. You could also like clip in or hit the crystal by jumping too early and jumping back in bounds and just bonking your head, which sucks.
In that case, it's a very precise jump out of bounds there, and what it does is skip. You're gonna see some guardians appear after it gets this next artifact right here. It skips that, which is the most luck-based thing in the entire run. Every guardian has a certain weakness, and there's no like visual cue to tell which one is like weak to what. It's weird, but yeah, it skips this, and also where the guardians appear is random. It's like if you want them to all go towards you on the bottom of this area, not on the top floor. If that happens or not is just completely random. And thankfully, what it did earlier, it skips all of that, which is awesome to say the least. Because like this is the most annoying section of the run before then. Now it's just harder, but it's okay.
Well,
So
you can just leave.
yeah, you can just leave.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Normally that door's unlocked, but getting the artifact just unlocks it. And now the third artifact we're going to get is in this next area. If you're keeping track at home, by the way, this is actually the 4th artifact we're getting in this trip to the Vesper's Outpost. That is not intended. You're not supposed to get 4 artifacts like at once like this, but we just did. I actually didn't explain it before. Yeah, we had Imperialists, so we went through that door that after we clipped out of bound, after we clipped through that other crystal and missile. So we were able to get this area earlier and get all 3 artifacts here and then fight the boss here. Now, we need to actually scan the thing at the very top of this room. Otherwise, this area is going to explode. And we don't want that. We want to, complete the game and everything. I'm going to go right over here. Do some very quick jumping. Every time I jump, by the way, I'm tapping twice on the bomb screen. You also press A to jump as well, but this is easier, or at least more convenient. So we're going to scan this, then complete scan off the side there. This will just make us fall into the cutscene, taking no fall damage. And also, get us to where we need to go. Oh yeah, this game has fall damage, by the way. I forgot to mention that too. That is a thing. It's not a thing in other Metroid Prime games, but in this game it is. I don't know why.
I don't think that's a thing in most Metroid games, period,
It is not a thing. I think it's just like a this game exclusive.
Metroid Prime Hunters for the Nintendo DS, everybody.
I think it's because of the multiplayer. That's probably why.
Probably.
And just use the same engine as multiplayer, obviously. So yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the multiplayer arenas are actually just rooms from the single player. Like this whole tower section Shasta is in is one giant multiplayer map.
Which honestly is really cool. And like a go way to save space on the card as well, I'd say. Some of them are original maps though. They're really cool. They're very Halo-esque, I've noticed as well too.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we got all 3 artifacts this area. We're gonna go over here and fight the boss. It was just right over here. It's a very lovely looking blue portal. So now we're gonna fight is actually the fourth phase of Slench. We're supposed to fight this boss like right at the end of the game basically before we go to the final boss. But we're fighting him right now as the 4th boss in the run because sequence breaking. So yeah. This whole thing is actually on the roof now instead of on the wall. He's also weak to Magmall, which has a little arc to it, so it's a bit tricky to hit. But it's not too bad. So now what we're going to do is we're going to wait. So this is the whole 4th phase of the boss here. After he gets off the wall, you're just going to figure right around the room. Just for a little bit. It's not even hard to dodge. Like, it's not even challenging. But he's just doing this. You go, Slench. I believe in you.
Just keep rolling.
Just keep rolling. Now once he actually gets out of that attack there, though, or quote-unquote attack, what we're going to do is just sit back here and just pelt him with Magmall. We sit back there because we go a bit closer. He'll go into an attack where he just like becomes invisible for a bit and bashes us. Sitting back there just makes it so we're out of his range, essentially. And And I was gonna do it again. Oh, while this is happening, I'm gonna show off a quick little glitch that I can do during this fight. So if we go over here, morph ball, then unmorph, for some reason our control's just up here in the top of the screen, in the camera. And to my nephew a bit more, check this out. A missile, bam. How does that work? How does that work? But yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Let's get sent back here right to the wall. Oh, got frozen.
Yeah, the Magma has a pretty slow firing arc, so it's pretty tricky to actually hit this boss, especially as you advance in the phases and he moves faster and faster.
Did I hit the other thing?
I think you did, actually.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
Weird. I thought I did. Alright, but yeah, third one's... Alright, now we're just going to go around one more time. If you want to read a donation, you can go for it during this part.
Absolutely. I'm sure you're going to be excited to hear this one. We got $25 from Leaf FC.
Oh?
It says, glad to see my favorite streamer running today. Let's try and hit that multiplayer incentive. I'll see you at Prime Saga, Shasta.
Thank you, Leaf. I'll see you there as well, too.
Reminder that we're a little over halfway through this run, and we still got that incentive to meet, so any of your donations, put those towards the multiplayer showcase at the end of this run.
A lot of people remember this game for the multiplayer especially, so like, it'd be cool to show that off just for a bit. Just me versus a bunch of Koopas in the back here on the couch. That'd be really cool.
Got another $5 from Novak. It says, yo Shasta, good luck on the run. I'll donate another $5 if the announcer gets my name right. Hint, it's Polish.
It's Novak, by the way. Say it again, so you get it right. Or not, that's cool too.
Novak.
There we go. So you got it right.
I don't know, I spent the last 5 minutes looking at Polish pronunciation just to try and get that right.
Fair enough. If you ever played like Fallout New Vegas and see entire Novak, it's pronounced just like that. Not gonna get out of here, by the way. There's actually a very easy way to do that. Just gotta go through this door here. Go through this door really quickly, and there's an elevator with a portal right on top of it. Now remember earlier, if you scan a portal for the first time during an escape sequence, then that portal will be unlocked for the first time, and you can just use it to escape. And normally, if you have a portal, if you really scan the portal and try to go through it during an escape sequence, it just won't work. But it only works in this case. Now, whoopee! So after all this time, we're finally going to go back to the first area of the game, Celestial Archives. That's where we started off. We're finally going to go back there and just complete the entire thing. There's a whole other area we couldn't access before because we had a certain power for it. In this case, it was Ballhammer, the green one we got in the last area. We can also use that to... We got that right there. Get UA tank. Now, since we didn't scan a portal earlier, we can't use the portals in this area to just go back to where we need to go. Oh, and I got no enemies here. That's really good luck. Nice. Usually there's like a guardian or like a hunter in this room that appears randomly. There's nothing this time. That rarely happens. Nice.
Yeah, throughout each area, there's various rooms where you can either find, like Shasta said, hunters or guardians, and they have a chance to not spawn. So let's hope for more of those.
Yep. Hopefully this next room now happens as well too. That'd be extremely good luck.
Now you'll know if you get it usually because it takes a long time to load.
Or there's also music change as well too, like that.
That as well.
So in this case we got a guardian. I can tell from the music. Where are you? Oh, stuck there. Got him in the head. Oh, that's a good snipe, but I didn't kill him. There we go. Good enough. If you hit him in the head with an Imperialist, then it'll just one-shot kill the Guardians. It's a bit tricky to hit when he's moving around like that, though. So if I can get a good snipe there, but I'm gonna show that off. For instance, in this next room, there's always guaranteed 2 Guardians, because spoilers, they're actually straight up guarding something this time. Their name means something in this case. Oh, I just realized my 3S is running out of power. Could someone get a charging cable somewhere? There we go. If you just stand right there in the door, then it's no big deal. You just stand still. And that gets another power. This is a Volt Driver. In my opinion, one of the worst powers in the game. We're gonna use it twice in the, we're using it, I think 3 times in the run, just for like stuff that's required essentially. Oh, got it? Alright, there we go. Now we're charging. Now the run can be completed.
Shoutouts to teamwork.
Teamwork. Make
that-
the dream work.
Does that make this a co-op speed run?
I'd say so.
Hey, I made it.
Hey. And this room had no guardians, so that's really good luck as well too. So we got 2 out of the 4 rooms. And surprisingly, usually, so it can range between like 2, usually it's like 2 rooms to 4 rooms, like amount of rooms that have like guardians in this case. In this case, we got 2, but the first room is the one that actually had no guardians in it, which never happens. So that's really weird luck, but you know what? We take those. Whee! There's the yellow door right there. We can lock a Volt Driver. Alright, so this room right here. This used to be one of the laggiest rooms in the entire game. It still is extremely laggy. However, instead of going through the whole thing and suffering, we're just going to scan this thing through the wall and skip the whole thing. The whole point of this room is to unlock that portal right there, which we just did. And now we just get out of here. As you can see, there's a lot of lag in the way out of here, though. It's a gigantic open room. There's a lot of enemies spawning in it just everywhere. There's the UA tank right there we're going to get. But then, since we just skipped the whole room, we're just going to get out of here.
You got $5 more from Novak that says, shoutouts to Shasta.
Shouts to you, Novak. You're pretty cool. See if I can make this elevator cycle. There we go. That's also a platform, not an elevator. So now we're going to go into this teleporter maze. The game wants us to go everywhere around this maze and find out this teleporter actually get us to where this area is over here. Oh, weird. Didn't look at that boost, but just boosted on its own there. Strange. Okay. Well, anyways, the game wants us to find a teleporter that gets into this room right here. But as you saw there, we just bombed up there to skip doing that. And this gives us the last power in the game we need, which is shock coil. Shock coil is very useful. I'll explain it more once we use it, which should be pretty soon. Excuse me. So now, for some reason, we have to destroy one of the guardians in this room when there's 2 of them, and now unlock this barrier here, and also spawn the switch. I don't know why. It's just there's 2 guardians. The other one's just kind of lonely now. And yeah, strange. I don't know why it only unlocks up there, but anyways, I'm getting stuck on this. That unlocks an artifact. Keep counting. We got 2 so far. Oh no, we're about to get a second one here actually. We're going to this portal. This is where UA tank is. We're gonna just sweep this area really quick of everything we can collect in this, such as this artifact we unlocked earlier by hitting that switch. And then we're gonna do a little precise jump right here, just like that, to get onto this portal up here. But wait, we're not done yet. We're gonna go get this Mystic right here, and that's everything inside this teleporter maze. And here's the exit to the teleporter maze, the place where we go. And also, this is one of the hardest rooms in the entire game for movements. Hopefully we can get through here no problem. Hopefully I can show off something really cool in a second here too. Got it, nice. You can just sit on top of the roof. Just why not? And there we go. Now we're good. Very good room. It's a little precise to actually like get on top of the roof there. I just did it just to be flashy. It's not faster, but like you can just kind of do that if you jump in the right spot there. And there's gonna be a lot of elevators in this section. So just gonna do a little bit of waiting. Doesn't matter if we get hurt. It doesn't hurt us too much. We got plenty of health too. It's such a battle hammer right now because the boss is actually weak to battle hammer. Coming up over here. Now here's what I call plot skip. So because we're playing on a Japanese version, I don't know how to read Japanese. Therefore, the plot that gets presenting us right here, I have no idea what it says. Therefore, plot skip.
Would you like to know more?
Go for it.
So the lore that Shasta just uncovered was that basically the Olympics, like the people that lived in the Olympic cluster, are extinct, and no one knows what happened to them. And what Shasta just discovered in those things he scanned was that they were actually like attacked by some sort of life form, and it took everything they had to kind of contain it. And that's what the Octoliths are actually for, is containing this like monstrous power.
Whose spoilers, by the way, is the final boss of the game.
No.
Sure. What?
What?
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah. I was gonna say. Oh, I need to get more pull here. But yeah, here's where the portal is after all that. Right at the very end of this long section, essentially. And now we're going to fight is actually the third phase of Sludge in this case. And he's only weak to Battle Hammer. Now, Battle Hammer is the one power in the game you actually can't charge. You can only hold it down like in this case, a machine gun, I guess. Yeah. It has a bit of an arc as well, too, so you gotta be wary of that. So I'll just hold it down like this. Takes 4 hits on these tentacles to take it out. Now here's the hard part. We need to aim right over here and not miss, essentially.
Yeah,
and if you do it correctly, it'll skip a attack where it becomes invincible for a second and charges as.
Yeah, all the other weapons in the game kind of fire in like a hit scan type of way, where like they fire directly at your cursor and like it's an instant like hit. This one, however, you need to kind of lead your shots, and that is very difficult on this boss. As you can see, it rotates around the room. How are you doing this?
Lots of practice.
Holy moly.
Lots of practice. This last one's the hardest one. It is like borderline impossible to actually one-cycle this one. The task does it, but it's pretty much impossible in RTA. I'm going to try right here, see if I actually do it. Oh, I messed it up. Yeah. The only way you can do the RTA pretty much is to shoot a charged missile before hurting it, essentially. Oh, can I get it? Nah, I have one more hit left. Boop. Oh, boop. There we go.
Nice.
So yeah, I got 3 cycles at the end, but it's okay. If it did one more attack, they'd go back into the wall, by the way, if it didn't hurry enough. Which is just another phase of the fight. Now, saving the frames. I shot a shot right before going into that Octolith, before the door's unlocked. Gotta save those frames. Now I'm gonna get out of the morph ball for once, right while going to this next portal. And the reason for that is because there's a door right in front of it. And also because if we go fast enough here, we can straight up make an elevator cycle that we couldn't make before. Or that we wouldn't be able to make otherwise, rather. There we go. That one's actually pretty tight. The thing to know as well, too, about these hallways in particular is that if I go too far to the right or left of them, I actually can't unmorph. So like, I need to stay right in the middle every time so I can morph out of here. Also, if I unmorph, I don't take full damage, which is why I'm morphing and morph right there. It's not a big deal because I have plenty of health, but I just want to point it out. Now we gotta get back through this really hard room as well, too. No roof shenanigans this time, but yeah. It's still really hard to get out of here. A little bit of a weird jump right there. We stand the rebar. I think it's rebar to actually like jump out of this area. That was good. I just saw that part of this. That part is just kind of just destroyed, just straight up. It's a bit tragic. Nice. If you stand in the doorway there, those guardians just kind of like stop moving and for whatever reason, you can just take them out. You can just take them out. Now we're gonna just get out of this area after, of course, because we're escaping. But in this case, we saved a certain portal for the entire run that we're just now gonna scan for the first time during this escape sequence, and it works. Now we can just get out of here. Now the rest of the run's gonna go by pretty quickly, I'd say. This section of the run, or this trip to this planet and the last trip to Vespucian's Outpost were the longest section of the entire run. So now we're almost done, pretty much. We just gotta clean up the rest of the planets. Now that we have all the powers in the game. So for instance, we're gonna go back to Vespucian's Outpost right here. And go take out and do the rest of the artifacts, and also the rest of the items that we have not gotten yet as well too. Now, finally, after about an hour of the run, we're gonna face the last hunter we have not actually encountered yet, and their name is Silex. They're my favorite hunter in the game, personally. I use them in multiplayer. And that shot was very crucial. If I missed that shot, this fight would become very random and very, very hard. A second shot when they're in Morph Ball form, and then one single shot from my my charge beam will take out Salus's first phase. Now here's the second phase, is next turn. Your headshot once again right here. Hopefully get shot in right there. Nice. Then one more shot to take him out in the head. Nice. Really good fight. Now taking out Salus early actually skips a cutscene as well too. Part of the way through the fight, Salus' ship will come down and start shooting projectiles at us. And if in this case, since we took him out so quickly, the ship is actually spawned in. They can't even see it, but it's still shooting at us. I don't know if you heard some shots while I was talking there in the background, but yeah, that's a thing. So it's just kind of shooting us and there's nothing there. It's a ghost ship! Woo! Also wasn't fast enough to make this elevator cycle. Usually I'm not. It's really, really tight, but yeah. Now I'm going to go back over here to the stuff we unlocked way earlier at the very beginning of the last Vesper Outpost trip, and get everything over here, which is an artifact and also a UA tank. There we go. As this dog-like enemy takes 2 bombs to take out, just like that. I'll try the Morph Ball while going into that cutscene there. If I Morph Ball, the game automatically morphs me. So sometimes it just pushes me a bit farther forward than I'm normally be able to go. Also, shouts and music in this game. It's not like overly prevalent, just like Metroid Prime games usually are. But like there's a few bangers in this soundtrack, and I think this area is one of them for sure. It's very pleasant to listen to in general. Yeah, now we're going to the boss. The rest of the boss we're going to fight are actually credit fit forms. We saw credit fit as the first boss of the game earlier on in the run. Now we're going to fight the next forms of it. This is the second form right here. Now they have all the powers in the game, we can use them to actually take out these bosses a lot faster. In this case, Magmal hits multiple eyes at once. And then Shock Coil, if we keep it on and don't break the chain, will do lots of damage very quickly to his boss fight, to credit fit. Oh, there we go. And one more. This last phase, I think, is random. Like which eyes appear. That's not a certain order like it was before. We're actually hitting these eyes. I think it's it. Nope, 2 more. There we go. That was a really good last phase. That never goes that smoothly. Nice. Oh, and I got that. All right. So what I just did there was. That's really hard to do. The task does it perfectly because it's a task, of course. But essentially, I got the Octolith right before the fade out happened there after defeating the boss, which is really tight. Might be frame perfect. I have no idea. It's a really tight strat though. It saves just a bit of time. But yeah. Now we're gonna escape. This escape sequence is very short and has nothing really going on with it. So if you have any more donations or anything to plug, then by all means go for it.
Alrighty. Notice the viewer count has gone up steadily during this run, so I'd just like to remind everyone, or if you are new here, welcome you to Calithon 2019. We are raising money for Direct Relief, a charity that operates in 50 countries, in all 50 states and over 80 countries actually, benefiting those afflicted with poverty or emergency/disaster. And so some of the upcoming incentives we have. So we still have the Metroid Prime Hunters multiplayer showcase still to be met at the end of this run. We'll get your donations in for that because that is approaching fast. We have a name incentive for the next run of Majora's Mask for the file name, which currently there's only 1 donation on that. You can find the link below the donate button in the channel description. Currently in the lead is The Law at $1. So even $2 would put you ahead of that. So
I am the law.
I am the law.
But yeah, get your donations for that. This will be good. Just specify in the comments if you donate, like what you want, like the name to go towards and all that. But yeah, what we're gonna do really quickly here is we're gonna just jump to the side and skip an auto scroller. Usually your movement is locked straight up. If you go step on top of that platform, I jump to the side of. So in this case, we just didn't do that, and we're just skipping this auto scroller section. Same about minutes. Also have to hug the wall there as well, because if we go a bit farther out, the game will just straight up lock our movement anyways, even if the platform's not there. It's strange. Yeah, finally, over an hour into the run, we're going to talk about why I'm playing on a Japanese version of the game. So in this version of the game, this puzzle right here doesn't work. It takes 45 seconds.
Hooray!
Hooray! Pog Champ. Now in here there's a missile tank. And also another artifact as well. I guess I'll explain the thing I skipped. So, that last area had a lot of barriers everywhere, and what we're supposed to do is find the right area where there's a little bit of exposure. They can just take out the 3 switches that are at the very top of the room with Imperialists. It's actually a really clever puzzle, and just in general, I like it a lot. But you do skip it in the run because it just doesn't work for some reason on the Japanese version. You can just go straight to the elevator, and it just works. I don't know why. For now, I'll just wait here and make some pating noises with my joke here. Pating, 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 pating. Anyways, we're gonna use Imperialists for this upcoming fight right here. We're gonna fight a few Guardians. I think 6 of them. The strat for this is to make our way over to this door over here, or this barrier we're at before. Oh, he moved really weirdly there. There we go. Go to this barrier over here and just stay here. If you do this, they all are just gonna go right in front of me and just stand there. I do like kill him before I do this though. Oh, hello, friend. Hi, friend. Oh, and you too. Hello. Oh, he moves. What the heck?
He wants a hug.
He wanted a hug, but then he just wants to go over there. There we go. Good snipe. I never see him actually go way over there before. He usually just stays in front of me. That's weird. Well, anyways. Now, we skipped the auto scroller here earlier. We have to do the same on the way out as well, too. I've once, lost a run before by accidentally hitting the auto scroller trigger. And my movement just locked there for a minute. Just straight up. I was just stuck on the platform for a minute at the time, one of the best runs ever. I fell down, but it's totally fine. I got really upset, and then suddenly I just used the morph ball, and then I got out of the auto scroller trigger. I don't know why, but if you use the morph ball while you get locked in there, while your movement gets locked, it just works. Oh, like right now, for instance. Whoopsies. So in this case, all I'm gonna do is use the morph ball. I cannot move right now. I literally cannot move. The game is locking me into the auto scroller, and I have a minute until I can move around normally. So in this case, I'm just gonna use the morph ball to just move around normally until I get to the boss fights. So yeah, that's a thing that can happen. Oh, it's kind of weird programming. Actually, I'm gonna go right here and do this. I can't do that. Okay. Yeah, because right now I can't jump, and for another 30 seconds probably. So yeah, cool programming, right? And there we go. Now I can move again. That was actually not on purpose at all. I actually didn't realize that I just get locked, movement get locked right there. But yeah. Now what we're gonna find now is the 4th phase of Credit Fin. The twist here is that he moves around.
Oh my goodness.
He's unstoppable.
So you're fighting a giant Roomba.
Yes. I'm fighting a Roomba right now. Clean the room of their clean lasers of doom. The clean lasers of filth. There we go. But yeah, it's not too hard. You can get trapped against the wall sometimes, and you just get hurt a lot if that happens. Thankfully I'm good, so it doesn't happen. Last phase trap here. It's just like the other fights essentially. Use Magma Ball, take out the eyes faster because, well, it just it's a wire radius. Or a wire range, I guess. I didn't get this last one here. I wasn't able to get it earlier. There we go. You can, however, because it's moving, mess up and break the chain on your shockwave there. That is a thing that's possible. It's happened to me before in runs. But yeah. And here's the 7th Octolith that we're getting this run. Now let's get the heck out of here, as the kids say. On the way out of here is actually a chance of a hunter spawning in one of the rooms. Usually doesn't happen. It's pretty rare, but it could happen. We'll see. Also, that pillar, by the way, I mentioned it earlier, but you're supposed to knock down that pillar with a missile, and after the boss fight there, the pillar just knocked down like normally. Overall, it saves like 4 seconds because of the cutscene we skipped from knocking down the pillar. Oh, there's a guardian here, not a hunter. Okay. Yeah, sometimes this doesn't happen, or sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, I missed some. Hello? Oh, I almost got that. Hello? Where are you going? I've never seen this happen before. Mr. Guardian.
He's playing hide and seek.
I see. Well, I don't see, because otherwise I'd see him here. The room is locked if this happens, by the way.
Did it fall through the
there
floor?
There
he is. Oh, good.
I didn't even headshot it. Oh my god. Just get the heck out of here, you nerd. There we go. That was weird. Whenever there's something in that room, I never let it escape like that. That's a first. Oh well. Like I said, there's usually nothing in that room, but sometimes it happens. Or sometimes there's something in there. And in that case, it was like Guardian, which I've like pretty much never seen in that room before. It's usually like a hunter, like Weevil or like Silex. Strange. Well, anyways, since we used both the portals earlier in the run to actually escape areas in Arctera early during escape sequences, we have to actually get out of this area normally, which is just going up this big labyrinth, I guess. And now we're at the ship. Now Arctera is done. I forgot to mention earlier, but Celestial Archives is also done. Same with Vesper from Tapos. We don't go back there at all for the rest of the run. So now all I have left is Alinos. And if you ever play this game actually I'll talk about it later. However, actually I'll talk about this right now. Same segue, different subjects. If you ever play this game casually, this next area is really annoying. So there's a giant morph balls section that is a one-hit kill if you mess up, essentially. And we're about to do a skip here that skips all of that, which I'm so thankful for. It makes this game so much better just by skipping that section. So we're gonna go right over here. Oh, I had the wrong thing. I messed up. Okay, let's try it again. If I mess up here, I can just get this UA tank ball like right now instead of later. I don't know why I had bombs. You're not supposed to bomb there. Anyways, I'm gonna go over here against this part, hold back. Get stuck here, just kind of wedge here, and jump here. There we go. Nice. So this skips the entire section by going through the very back of it. Just out of bounds, clip through that tunnel there. That was really good. So another fun fact, you're not even supposed to be staying up right here, like at all. So the game just looks a little bit glitchy because of that. Let's see if I can show it off really quickly. Is there a thing? No, I think we messed up. I think I saw it earlier. I think I get the gist of it. But stuff like objects like disappear and all that because you're not supposed to see it while staying up. It's supposed to be more fault there. It's pretty good. It's solid. And now we're gonna fight Griffin. If you remember way earlier in the run, we actually got 2 artifacts in this area, and now we got the 3rd one after that. This is gonna be the last Griffin fight. This is supposed to be phase 3 of him. This one's very basic and very simple. There's no really twist between. I don't think there's any difference between Griffin phase 2 and phase 3. So if in the nation, the read, go for it right now. Racing the plug. GK? Guess not. Okay. Well, we'll say, casually in this game, you actually go to the very end of the game in this section. Like in Alinos, you actually unlock the very end of the game, essentially. That's why we're going here at the very end of the run, like last, essentially. That's the reason why. Take all that. Should be simple enough. All right. Here's Octos number 8. 8 out of 8. That's what I rate this game, mate. Alright, yeah, we're going through one last escape sequence after getting the Octolith there. However, we're not going to be escaping. I just mentioned a second ago, so we're going to unlock the last area of the game. So, what we're going to do is going to unlock the last area of the game. AKA, where the final boss is and everything. There's actually one last bit of luck in the run that I really need to account for. Or actually, two more, but this one coming up right, there's one coming up right here that I need to worry about. So, the room that, so very early in the run, I said there's a thing that had a lot of luck to it. So there's a room that like has enemies in it sometimes. That same room again could have enemies in it again. If there is, the door to actually get through, the door to get to where we need to go is just locked again. So hopefully there's no enemies in this next room right up here. If there is, then we have to take them out before we actually go through the room. If there isn't, we just pass through for free. Let's see what happens. And there isn't. Nice. Let's go, luck. There's a barrier right here to take that out of the joke here. And then right through here is where you unlock the last area in the game. But first, there's my favorite multiplayer map right here. Oh, there's also nothing in here too. What? Okay.
Wow.
That never happens. That never happens straight up. It happened this time. Cool. Usually there's a guardian in that room, or even a hunter, or even two guardians, two hunters. That's happened before. But this time, nothing. So there we go. Now we unlock the last area of the game. Oubliette. Now, there's always guaranteed a guardian right here, so let's kill him. Oh, I missed. Oh, I missed again. First try, let's go. Thank you for clapping for that very impressive trick. Oh, and there's two guardians here. I can tell from the lag. But doesn't matter. We're gonna go over here and get one last UA tank. This is the last one we're gonna get in the game, aka the last one in the game because this is all IMs. There's a big lava section right here. You're gonna get hurt a lot, but thankfully there's always health pickups you can get along the way. It's not a big deal. I kind of like this map honestly right here. Oh, also want to minimize laying on objects like that. Unfortunately, I couldn't do it there, but it happens. Go right over here. I use my boost tactically as well too, so I have objects at the right spot, so I can just get out of here a little faster. Now we're going back up, so I'm going to use these bombs, just like that. Excuse me. There's a long section right here. If I do it correctly, I can get this right there. There's the UA tank, and now I can just boost up right there. Hitting that platform allows me to stop all my momentum, which is very important in this case. And now we have that, we can just leave. There's also one thing in the Japanese version that is not possible in English. What? Oh, there we go. That guardian was shooting that portal. That's what happened there. That's why I couldn't open it with the weapon that was corresponding to it. But anyways, so he scanned his portal way earlier in the run and didn't use it. In English version, this portal would not work right now. In Japanese version, it works right now and gets us back to our ship way faster. That is the only so that plus skipping that one puzzle back in Arcterra is the only difference between Japanese and English that's useful in the speedrun. But it does save about a minute or so by doing both of those. In English version, early on in the game, when we fought Weevil, we could have actually used that same portal scan for the first time after finding the boss to actually skip Weevil straight up and just go straight to the ship. Which, in that case, we'd see 3 hunters in this run instead of 4 total. But we didn't do that because it's not possible in the Japanese version. So, yeah, it is what it is. Even still, despite skipping a whole hunter, like, the Japanese version is still faster in the end. But anyways, we're in Oubliette, the final area of the game. This area has one E-tank in it and also the final boss. We're gonna get that E-tank, then go fight him.
Real quick, we got $20 from Nowl Down. It says, thanks.
No problem. And thank you for your donation as well, too. We're supposed to go to the right here and go through a little morph ball tunnel to get to this part. If somebody's gonna jump on the rocks there, and it works too. Just get to where his portal is. And here's the last E-tank in the game. I'm gonna point this out really quickly here. This is where the second phase of the final boss is. But like, we can't get here yet. If we can clip out his room, maybe it's possible, but I don't know. Just want to point out really quick. You'll see that map later. But yeah, let's go fight the final boss. This is Goria. Might I explain the lore again for Goria?
Certainly. So Goria is the life form that the Olympics actually created to be like their ultimate defender, but it went rogue and decided to turn on its creators. So they sealed it inside the oubliette and thus required all the octoliths in order to, access it. And then they hid the weapons around the Olympic cluster in order to sort of guide the one person that would destroy Goria in like unlocking the puzzle and unlocking Goria's true form. So that's what Shasta just did by hitting all those switches with all the various weapons.
Yep. So in this case right now, I'm actually going to manipulate Goria's attacks so he changes phase to different color. Every single color corresponds to weapons we have. In this case, I want orange, blue, and red to actually kill Goria with. If I go up close to Goria, he'll hit me like this. I'll cancel the attack and make them switch earlier. And now if one of their arms is destroyed, they'll stay in this phase until it's respawned again. So in this case, I'm going to destroy it with orange. Now the fastest power that I can destroy Goria with, I'll go from slowest to fastest. I think the slowest is Valhammer, then it's Volt Driver, so green, yellow, and then purple and orange are about the same speed. Magma and Jack here. And then you got blue after this, Shock Coil. And then finally, by far the fastest is Imperialist. That thing just shreds through Goria in this case. You'll see very soon. But yeah, now we're on to the second phase right here. We took down the orb that pops out of Goria. Now I'm going to not break this chain here. I'm going to move slowly farther away. So in this case, he will not attack. If he attacks a bit like this, then like chain will break and also move on to red earlier than intended. In this case, I'm going to try and not break this chain the whole time, even while moving around and avoid this whip attack. The whip attack, if I get grabbed, will just whip me around the room for a while, and it's very annoying. It'll pretty much 100% guarantee breaking this chain. And when that happens in this during this phase, usually the next try I do is just try to shoot a missile at the orb. And if I hit it, I'll get like knocked out the whip attack. It's pretty cool. But you won't be able to see it this time. There we go. So now we have Imperialist for the final one. Like I said, this is by far the fastest. This is the fastest weapon we can use. Check this out. Gone and gone. Just one shot kill the arms. Now it's 7 shots to destroy the orb right here. In this case, defeat the boss. Gonna move around. Avoid the whip. What, did he cancel the whip? Oh, there it is. What? What? Weird. There he is. Let's see if I can get this. Yo!
Nice shot.
There we go. So normally, if you don't hit the switches on the wall that I did at the very end of the fight, that'd be end game for you. That is a bad ending. In this case, we're getting the good ending. Reason why is because we have an item right here at the very end that we need to get. And here's Goria phase 2, by the way. Looks a bit different. It's floating around. His orb is exposed right there. However, we cannot hurt him. The only way to hurt him is using the Omega Cannon. That is as an upgrade you can get in multiplayer as well too. You can only get it in maps. You can't start out with it or anything. It is the most powerful weapon in multiplayer. But in this case, it's the only way we can hurt Goria. After 4 hits, it's gonna go very top, and if we get good luck, we'll stay at the very top. Time will be after I defeat Goria. I'll call it out. See if I can do it. Alright, appeared right there. Sometimes Goria can appear at the very bottom of this area, and if that happens, that's really not good. Oh, he just teleported to the same spot. Okay. Sounds good. 4 more hits should do it. Oh, hello. Alright, 2 more. There we go, right behind us. Alright, time is coming up very, very soon. After this cutscene. And time.
Good job, Shasta.
Thank you very much. So there's a few things I want to explain really quickly as well too. Normally for Metroid games, you usually go back in time, and like usually it's an important factor. In this game, if you pause, unpause, then pause again within a second of pausing, but for the first time, then the ink time is not even run in the first place. I'm not even kidding you. You can just pause the whole run over and over while moving and complete the whole game, and your game time would be 0-0-0. So yeah, that's why we don't go back in time anymore. We used to, like when I first started running this game, back in all the way in 2014. That's a long time. But yeah, I want to give a few quick shouts as well too to the people who essentially made this experience what it is. So first off, I want to give a shout out to Dan, D-A-N-N. He's a glitch hunter for his game. He found a lot of the out of bounds tricks. And he basically made what this game is now. There's also a few tricks I didn't do in this run. For instance, a way to get Volt Driver early, which kind of just destroys the game. The first Sludge Provider essentially becomes like very trivial because we destroy him like a few hits of Volt Driver. It's really, really good. That takes a few minutes. Dan found that. I couldn't learn it before actually doing this run today, but it'd been cool to show off. But he also found a lot of the out of bounds tricks as well too. I want to give a shout out as well too to Zora Bog and also AM Heights, other runners of this game. They've not been around for a while. They're not run this game in a while, but they're really cool. And AM Heights, the big reason I picked this game in the first place because he ran this in the Metroid Marathon way back in like 2014. And one more shout out to Memory Task as well too. She tasked this game back in 2016. And once again, check out that task. You will not regret it, even if you don't know this game at all. It is very flashy and very, very broken. And it's very, very cool looking. There's a lot of out of bounds, a lot of stuff I cannot show off on the run because it's not RTA viable. It's really cool. And also shout out to Munch Koopa on the couch for finding the lore and just finding good commentary as well too. And that's it for me. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoy the rest of the events and Majora's Mask 3D right after this.
Thank you so much for that awesome run, Mr. Shasta. Coming right up, as you mentioned, is going to be Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D by Megahertz. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be pretty exciting.